two forces, F1 and G. That's where is my F1? That is my F1 and this is my G. I've got two vectors applied to a hook. Force F1 is shown in the figure and it makes 60-degree angle with the XY plane. So I've got my vector and I've got 60-degree that it makes with this plane. With this plane, the vector makes 60-degree. Force G is pointed up and has a magnitude of 80 Newton. Magnitude is given with alpha and beta angle also given. Alpha angle means that the vector makes an angle with the x-axis and beta with the y-axis. I need to find the resultant in the Cartesian vector form. I can find the resultant. Is that the magnitude or the vector form? It says here vector form. If I ask you, find the magnitude of the resultant, I'm not asking you for the vector form. I just need to know the magnitude, the length kind of the vector. So you've got, in one example, you've got two different approaches that you have to use. Okay, so in simple words, let's start with F1. F1 can be resolved in two components. Got my F1 along z-axis here. I can find that, and that is 86.6 Newton. That's easy. Okay, because this one is this angle here. That's the same. Okay, so I would have got my 60-degree. I've got the z component out. There's no issue. Now I look at its projection on my xy component, and I'm looking at this vector. I need to resolve this into two vectors. The angle is given, that's 45 here, so I can easily find the components of this one, and that's basically the two. So now what I've done is keeping an eye on the sign, if it's positive or negative. I can clearly see the vector is pointing upward, so my z is positive. My projection is in the positive x but negative y. Okay, so the three components I've got is here. That's why I've got this negative, because this component is in the, because it says y here, so this is y dash, so it's in the negative. So therefore I've got my negative sign here. So I've got my one vector in three components. Now I'll do I will divide the other vector into three components. I've got the two angles given. I need three angles to get the three components out. And I know this. Remember? I know alpha, I guess the alpha and alpha and beta is given, gamma is not given. I know the equation, I can easily get my value out. Okay. Now, rest is easy. Look, you know, you got this. Okay. You know the magnitude. You can get this out. Yeah.
Sir, we know that cos A cos alpha here describes the x component of the vector.
Yes.
What does A sin alpha describe?
Why you want to go there?
Just asking.
Don't ask. Because I never thought of it. I don't know what's if sine alpha plus sine beta plus sine gamma, what that comes out to be. I have no idea. I haven't done any calculations on that. Okay. I never thought of it. And you know why I didn't think of it? Why?
Because I think that if we go there, that will be doing the components over planes. The x.
No, I didn't do it because there was no requirement of it. And my life is already very difficult. I don't want to make it more complicated. Okay. So I've got my three components out. I've got my three components out for the G also. So I've divided my two vectors into components. And now the only thing I have to do is this, sum them up. I've done this. I've got the vector, resultant vector, and its three components out. Now I want to know the angle of those angle of the resultant with the axis. Remember, in 2D, you need to find the magnitude and its angle mostly from the x-axis. Now I want to know the resultant vector with respect to x, y, and z. So I've got my resultant in vector form. I can find the magnitude of this. Am I right? So in simple words, uh, I started. Where's the angle? Is that the only magnitude they've asked? Vector form. Oh, Cartesian vector form. Okay, no. So let's look how we can find the angle. Okay, I want to. Where's the? Come on, give me that. Yes, yes. So I've got my resultant in this form. Am I right? My resultant is in this form. Okay, I know I can find the A magnitude of my resultant. Can I? Because I've got the components. Okay. So knowing the magnitude and this component here, I can remember cos alpha is AX over A. So I will be able to find the alpha angle of my resultant. Same with the Y and same with the ZX. Is that clear to everyone?